In today's video, my goal is to teach you how to build this very simple but effective password checker. This password checker is built in Python, and the sole purpose of this password checker is to check whether your password is actually included in this password dictionary. Now, if your password is included in this password dictionary, I suggest you change it, and you will be able to see for yourself without actually needing anyone else's program to check whether your password is safe or not. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's get started with this program. Now, I've created this directory that we are calling password checker right here, okay? So we are calling this directory password checker, and inside password checker, as you can see, I've got this txt file which is called uh, rocku.txt. Now, this is the text file that has all the passwords. Let me see if I can actually get it to open inside of my VS Code. It's going to take some time to load up. While that's loading up, let's create ourselves the code file that we're going to be obviously writing code in, okay? So I'm going to name mine code.py. So I'm just going to type the touch code.py just to get it inside there. And as you can see, we have created our code.py file, okay? So this is the text file that it's going to be going through, and it's quite a big text file if you ask me. It has about 14 million passwords, I think 14 million passwords, something like that. Okay, so it's quite big, yeah. So we will actually be building something that will be useful for you in the future. So we're obviously gonna start up straight up writing our code. Okay, so we're gonna create our variable that's gonna be called repeat, because in this dictionary we're gonna be using a while loop that's gonna be looping through this text file just to see whether the password that we have entered is actually inside or not. Okay, now we're gonna call our while loop variable repeat, okay, and then we're gonna make it true, and then we're gonna create our while loop, which I am gonna say while repeat is equal to true. We're gonna keep the while loop going, okay. So we're gonna say file. Now here we're opening the file. Sorry about that. Now here we're opening the file with Python. So we're gonna type Python. We're gonna give it a variable name file, and then we're gonna call the open, and then we're gonna give it the file name, which in this is gonna be rocku.txt, and then we're gonna tell Python to read this text file. Okay, so we have done that part. We have opened the file now, and then we actually told Python to read the file. And then just to make it a little bit faster, I'm gonna type some code, and then I'm gonna be back to you. Okay, so we have typed in some code here, and then what we are actually saying in this program here is we are giving Python a variable, and we're going to make that variable total, and the total is going to be equal to 0. So this variable is basically, we're going to see the use of it when we are actually get to where we are using it, okay? And then we have given another variable, which is going to be password, and then what this variable is going to hold is the password of the user, okay? So we're going to have an input function here, which is going to ask the user to enter their password, and then we're going to store that password in password. So before we actually continue with that, what we're going to want to do is, first of all, check whether the user has actually entered something or not. And to do that, we're going to have an if statement that's going to check if the password's length is equal to 0, then that means the user has not entered anything. Otherwise, we're going to continue within the program. Okay, so basically what I've done here is I've said else if or elif password is equal to exit, we're gonna change repeat to false, because then this means that the user does not want to continue with the program anymore. Therefore, we need to change the state of the while loop to false, which will then discontinue the while loop. Okay, so basically what we have done in this code that we have written on top here is we are now we have an else statement here that is going to be the final statement, which is going to run the whole program. So the reason why we did this on top is because we first want to check if these are false, okay? So if any of these are false, we're not going to waste any time looping through the file. That's not waste our memory for no reason, make our program slow for no reason, okay? So the final step here is to check now. We're gonna loop through the file, okay? So we're gonna say for line in file, which is gonna loop through every line in the file, and then we're gonna say if the length of the line is equal to the length of the password that the user has entered, Now we're going to add +1 because remember Python starts counting from 0, and yeah, we don't want that. Okay, so we're going to add 1 there just to make it equal. Okay, so then now we're going to say if the password in line, now if the password is in the line. Okay, so if the password is in the line, that means if the letters in the passwords are I mean if the word in password is equal to the word in line, okay, we're gonna print the password right here. Okay, so password is, and then we're gonna give the password name here. Okay, so the password here, which in this case we're gonna print the line, not the password, because we are actually using. Or you could have used password. I chose to use line. Okay, so if password, and now we're gonna print password is, then we're gonna give tell the user what the password that they entered was, and then we're gonna add 1 here to total. Okay, now reason why this will be useful is because let's say you are using more than one text file. Okay, so you are checking more than one text file. We want to know how many times was this password found. Was it in both text files or only one of them? Okay, and we're not only using it for that, we're also gonna use it um, in our other our statement, which is gonna go together with one of these here. Okay, so let's get to that. Okay, so basically what we have done now here is we are now checking, okay, so if the total is greater than or equal to 1, that means the password has been found, okay? So as we can see here, this is the total variable. Here's where we add 1 if the password is equal to the password in line, okay? And then now if the password has been found, we're going to print password found. Now else, if now else actually there's no if here. Now, else, if that's not true, we know that the password was not found. Okay, so else print password was not found. And then after that, what we do, we simply close the file because we want it to be ready to be opened again for the next password call or password check call. Okay, and then after this, what we actually just need to do simply is to print type exit the thing the prompt that's going to be given to the user if they want to exit the program, okay, so that they can know what to type if they want to exit the program. So we're going to say print, and then we're going to just type no, we're going to make that single quotes because we're going to use the double quotes inside. Okay, so we're just going to say type quit, I mean type exit to quit the program. Okay, we're not going to say the program, we just say type exit to quit. Okay, and that is it. And as of now, the program won't actually work because of some weird reason. We're gonna receive an error. So let me just run it so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see. Okay, wait for it. I know it won't. I know it won't run. That's why. Oh, okay, let me see. Let me see actually, because this past few times it hasn't been working. Okay. Wow, it's actually oh, no, no, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. So as you can see, it gives us this traceback error value error. Input output operation is closed for or something like that. Okay. So basically, what I did here is let me actually check what is wrong with it. Then I will let you know exactly what went wrong. Okay, so I have actually just spent some time trying to see what was wrong with it. So I just saw that it wasn't a huge problem. It wasn't a huge issue actually. I just had to add the try and accept here. Okay, so try and accept to just keep those errors because they didn't mean anything and they didn't harm the program in any way. So I just inputted after the our statement here in line 14. After the actually no, I'm lying. What? After the lines the else statement in line 14, I just added the try and then put everything that was in the else statement um within the try section. And then after that, the next if statement, which was the one that checks whether the total is greater than 1, I added all of that. I put accept and put all of that inside the accept statement. Okay, so everything else in the accept statement, and now the program runs like a charm. So you can try it out yourself. And if you had any issues trying to build this thing or this program, actually, should I say not thing, this program, just let me know in the comments below and I will try and help you as much as I can. Now let's just run the program to see um, the final result. So let's say we don't type anything, right? And we see that it tells us to please type our password again right here. Can I actually zoom that? No, definitely not. Okay, cool. So It tells us here to please type our password again, and then if we don't type anything again, it's gonna tell us the same thing. Now, if we type, let's not type exit now, but let's give it a password. Okay, let's give it a password. In fact, let's just put a space and see. Okay, now it's gonna tell us password was not found. Now let's type in a password like my baby. Oof. Oh, my baby. Password is my baby. Password found. Type exit to quit the program. Enter your password. Okay, so we're gonna enter another password that can be like what password can we actually enter? Safe. Yeah, let's say safe PC. 123. Let's see. Password was not found. Okay, but don't use that password anymore because yeah, don't use that anymore. Okay, so let's use a password like cats and dogs. Yeah, let's use password cats and dogs. Password cats and dogs. Password was found. So we can see that this program is actually a bit helpful if you trying to if you're one of those people that can't make secure passwords. It will help you decide which passwords not to use. Okay, so don't use passwords that are found in this program. Otherwise, if the password is not found, you can use it, or you can actually try and get more password dictionaries for yourself that you can replace or actually add onto this program to to get the best experience. So we're gonna type in exit and let's see if it actually works. Yes, it works. It ends the program. Thank you guys for watching, and in the following video I'll actually be creating a graphical user interface with this. I think I'm gonna use Tkinter. So if you wanna see that, um, subscribe and yeah, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you then. Cheers.